Oh boy. I have to say that it was very, very crazy. Many of you may not know I'm a management consultant and I work in Abuja. And it was really crazy combining my day job with this. We make this joke that during the day I'm a consultant, at night I'm a poet. So I would do my crazy work from 8:30 to 5:30. I'm home around 8 9, and I'll begin to work and edit on the manuscript till like 11 p.m., 12 a.m., just to ensure that this collection is ready for you. And I'm sure you're gonna feel all of my heart that poured into this book. It was not easy, but thank God we made it out. The book that made it out of the group chat. I wouldn't have wanted this to be my first book. I think my first book that I would have wanted would be Musings of the Mundane or Men Not Gods. But I think these poems are my most vulnerable poems. They were like how I journaled and kept track of my emotions throughout all of the years. So I woke up one day this year and I realized I wanted posterity. I wanted posterity to be kind to me. I felt like, and as a creative, sometimes you need to have that arrogance. I have that arrogance where I felt like I do no longer want to deny the world the gift of my poetry. And so I got off my ass and got to work. I went through my archives and pulled out several hundred poems that I've written in the past 11 years. And I categorized them based on, what I was going through at that time, where I was. And these really are like confessions or private journaling. I feel scared exposing this part of me to the world. I figured out that some people will be reading this and they will be figuring out things about me that they do not know before. And I'm hoping to how they would respond. Maybe they'll find out that Vicadex has skeleton in his cupboard and it's not perfect. I know I shared some of the poems with someone and they said, "Are you comfortable with being this bare?" And I told them, what's the worst that could happen? People will know I'm not perfect. So that's what you find in this poem, the collections of an imperfect man. So right now it's about the world is a sad place to talk. People are going through a lot. And these poems are journaling of my own pain, my own experiences, my high and lows. And I hope that, when someone picks this poem and they read it, they are able to see that they are not alone. What they are going through, someone else has gone through it before and came out. And maybe they can find themselves in these pages, and then they can relate and then they can be hopeful that if this person went through this and came out of it, they can go through it and come out as well. That's a tough question. I might need to check it to count them, but I think Surrender at First Sight, the very first poem, is really, really a beautiful one. It really has that flair that, people say don't fall in love with poets. Like, people say poets are liars because of the hyperboles and the exaggeration. But in our world, I do not exaggerate. I only say things how I feel them, how I see them. And Surrender at First Sight really, was a poem that did just that. The other poem that I think I would say I love. I think there are just so many poems here that I love. Very difficult to choose. And then maybe Amox, which is really, a poem that speaks about how to love like a force of nature, like force majeure, right? And definitely a third one would be Dear M. I know there are a lot of poems written to M. Maybe it's the year of M. I can't really remember the title now, but I think it starts something like, I spoke to a star last night and I asked why it wandered away from your gaze. Just saying that any star that wanders from the face of M, my beloved, should die because they are not close to the source, the universe source of beauty and light. So for poetry as all my pain, Man, also difficult to choose from, but I think number one would be Is That God? I wrote that in 2014, and when I put it on Facebook, it caused a lot of chaos. So it's a good poem that you should read. Um, the other one, Dear Diary, very, very vulnerable. I think it's the poem where I was the most vulnerable in. And also, I think a poet passes in a punchline. That just speaks to how we consume poets for their pain and we a poet is screaming for help and you're thinking all he does is a punchline. I think we've lost too many poets to suicide, and people come after the fact and said, oh, we should have been able to figure out that he was going through stuff by virtue of the kind of poems he was writing, the kind of things he was posting on his Facebook post. So that would be my favorite poem from Poetry House, all my poems. And a bonus one would be my father's mothers. Very short poem, but very powerful.